All right, bro. So this is how you're going to dial in. This is exactly how you're going to dial in. You're not going to go to Starbucks and get anything with sugar or cream in it. So you're going to get black coffee. You can choose iced coffee, or what I do is cold brew. You could do black coffee, black drip coffee. You could do any type of normal black coffee. You could choose a multitude of different selections. Or you can do coffee at home. You can do an Americano. I'll tell you every different black coffee that you could do. You could do drip coffee. You could do French roast. You could do all these other different things, but you're going to do black coffee. That's what you're going to do. Me, I prefer my coffee to be like my woman, black and extra hot. Okay, so that's ultimately what I think my coffee is. Okay, and sometimes ice cold. You know what I'm saying? Because, a good woman who's extra hot but ice cold is perfect balance. Perfect fluidity, perfect femininity. All right. Like I said, I'm off the market. But this is the main process. This is exactly what I'm saying. This gets into how you're going to develop, how you are going to develop yourself. All right. So this goes into that you are training every single day, bro. You, without fail, you're training every single day. So how do you do that? You're going to be doing weighted walks. You're going to be doing yoga. You're going to be doing, pull-ups. You're going to be doing push-ups. You're going to be doing Tai Chi, Qigong, Kung Fu. You're going to be doing breath work, calisthenics, meditation, and then 2, you can even have a certain way of healing. So you can do, like I like the Theragun, which is like, it really gets into the fascia and the tissues to be able to get a lot of those knots out of your muscles, as well as doing the vibe board. So if you guys, there's a vibe board, it goes like this, getting on the vibe board. Ice cold showers, hot steam showers, saunas, ice baths, cold showers, all these different things. Fantastic. Heat to cool, cool to heat, heat to cool. Different things like that. I generally like heat to cool. And then to getting hot, your actual internal bodily heat. You train yourself, get to exertion, sweating, everything. Take a hot shower. Let your body be able to get all that sweat out of your body. Okay, and then go into an ice cold shower, and then go into an ice bath, and then after that, let your body heat up naturally. Okay, during that time, you could do breath of fire, which will heat up your internal bodily system. You could do breath work, meditation. You can just allow yourself to heat out. You can go out in the sun, go for a walk, do sprints. You can do anything like this. All right. 2, if you do long distance runs, I just say keep them 1 to 3 times per week, depending on, and don't do them every single day, back to back to back to back to back. Do sprinting and walking as the majority of your cardio, and breath work, and then eating clean. Your nutrition is the best way to maintain your body composition. It's not necessarily training. So like your nutrition. So the more that your nutrition is dialed in, the easier it is for you to be able to accomplish your goals, whether it's being shredded or being able to cultivate training, because training equates to 100% of training, and then nutrition equates to 100% of nutrition. So you guys have to see that nutrition and training, nutrition, whatever, they definitely it's 200%. You're going 200% in it. You're just not 80-20 or 90-10 or 60% or 70% diet and 30%. I hate that freaking quote, by the way. Me being in nutrition since I was 15, when I first started P90X, it's a change of nutritional lifestyle. It's 100% nutrition, 100% training, and they're 2 different techniques, but they are complementary. They are not supplementary. They are not dependent on each other. They are independent of each other, but you can use them interdependently. So the people who see me will see me, but you have to train properly. And 2, you can train properly and eat properly. So you can train properly and eat bad, and you're not going to get the results that you want. You can eat clean and not lift, and you're still not going to necessarily get the results that you want, but you'll be lean or whatever. You'll be able to hit yourself that way. But you have to get to the development where you can train depleted, you can train lethargic, you can train as your weakest link. Your weakest link is what you want to train at. So that is ultimately like training fasted, training no food, no water, training fasted, or and then the only thing you've had is water and BCAAs or something like that. because you're going to be able to train yourself and adapt yourself and get yourself to the frame that you really want to get to. Same with femininity, is like you want to train depleted, so then your body is taking all the energy to go towards those things rather than digest the food in your stomach right before you're training. You don't want to take something 25 minutes before you train. You might want to take it an hour and a half before you train, or 2 hours before you train, but you definitely don't want something 25 minutes before you train, like you're eating on your way to your workout. Like, do not do that, because that is going to take all the blood to digest your food, and then you're not going to have any blood to go towards your extremities, your legs, your arms, and you're not going to be able to put it towards the things that you actually want to develop. And then 2, balancing that with cardiovascular health. You have to cultivate cardiovascular health and realize carbon dioxide and oxygen. You have to realize the oxygenation of the body, the super hyper oxygenation of the body purifies the body, purifies the cells. The more that you actually start to cultivate breath work, the more you cultivate oxygen, the more you cultivate yourself this way, you'll be more cardiovascular fit. You'll be more prone to good vibes. It will just naturally happen. You'll just naturally be around it. Like you will be subconsciously attuned to not ever being around bad vibes, because you're linked up properly. You're in the anaerobic, you're developing yourself with sprints. You're in the aerobic, you're developing yourself with biking, with cycling, with swimming, with anything like this. And I'm not saying you have to go long distance or anything like this, but you do have to do something. The best thing to do is to do something, to create something out of nothing, to stop procrastinating, to stop being a perfectionist, to stop always thinking that you have tomorrow, to stop always thinking that yesterday it was over and you don't got today no more. To stop depression, to stop anxiety. Depression is the past, like that you only had it good back then and you don't have it good now. That's depression. And anxiety is that you don't have it good now, that you'll have to have it good in the future, that you have to rush to get there. That you have to rush to get there. That's what anxiety is, that you're worried so much about the future that it hasn't even happened yet, that you're so stressed out about that you cannot focus here in the now to have a good presence, a good present tense, a good sense of presence, a good sense of presence, to be present towards somebody, to be a gift of life, to be valuable in the present moment, in the now. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. That's the power of the now, is to be present. The power of the now is true presence, because you can embody and be here in the now and empower somebody just by your state of being. You don't have to talk. You don't have to do nothing. Bro, when I walk in, they're like, who is this dude? He got long hair, okay? His woman is bad. He literally knows this about this, about this, about this, about this, whatever. Can cultivate and meet people nonchalantly, can present high amounts of value, be able to leave, and that value still remains or expands or exponentially grows. When that person's not there, that person's valuable. That person's a business owner, an investor. That person's an entrepreneurial spirit. That person is a high vibe. That person is higher vibe, bro. That person is higher ticket, bro. That person is higher valuable, bro. That's what I'm saying. That type of person, the type of person that we are, higher valuable, is that we are pre-selective, but we're also extremely hyper selective. We only have a certain type of selection, a very limited selection, that we truly will actually be around. And we won't tolerate no lower vibrational behavior. No lower vibrational behavior. Like, like that one person who is an alcoholic and they need you to drink with them because they can't face their own shadows and you've already faced it, and now they have to be able to consent to somebody like you to be able to allow that spirit, that harassment spirit, over their body, over their vessel, their spirits, because they're called stilled spirits, because they've distilled them down to a specific frequency, and then you bring yourself to that frequency through fluids or lack thereof, because it dehydrates your body. It probably affects your crystalline water structure, I'm sure. So it's time that we still our spirits, be still and know that I am God, be still and know the presence within us. And let's get